Hello, my name's Tim, my company is Sports and Touring, and we are performance Jaguar specialists. The XK and XKR were Jaguar's last ever grand touring cars, cars which consume miles effortlessly in opulent luxury and yet deliver an incredibly engaging experience at the wheel with acceleration, road holding, agility and speed to match any discerning driver's expectations. This is a car as at home commuting to work as it is through the Alps or Pyrenees on a proper grand tour. We search every day for fabulous examples of these, and they're harder and harder to find. That is why it is all the more pleasing when we do come across one like this. It is a beautiful XKR convertible in Italian racing red over jet leather with contrast stitching. It's in fabulous condition, and I'm very excited indeed to show you around. So there is the badge that tells you not only is this an XK, but it's an XKR, it's the supercharged car. And it is a design which benefits from always seeming to be timeless. You know, look at counterparts of the XKR from the early 2010s, and they have all dated and aged, whereas the XKR design, such as its beauty and its simplicity and its grace, that it doesn't suffer as the years pass. It still looks fresh, it still looks very crisp and clean. And then in this beautiful paint colour, the details of the body shine through, and of course they are accented by things like the badges, by these beautiful quad tailpipes in shiny, bright chrome. And we come round to the side of the car and have an opportunity to look in detail at one of these 20-inch Kalimnos alloy wheels, freshly refurbished in gloss black, in stunningly good condition. Those machine screws, by the way, around the rim are not because it is a split rim wheel. Those are decorative, but they're a highly effective visual device. They draw attention to the wheel and give it a certain elegance. And everywhere we look around this car, the condition, by the way, is just fabulously good. It's not the lowest mileage XKR we've ever sold, far from it, but it is in just stunningly good order, both outside, where we are now, and where we're heading next, as we take a look in the cockpit. We'll supply the car, of course, with 2 remote key fobs and the owner's book pack, but keyless entry and start is one of the options or one of the features of the XKR, so there's no need to have the key in your hand. Just walk up to the car, it detects that the key is nearby, and pull the door handle, it will unlock. The power fold mirrors move out into position. You can see the little puddle light illuminating the area next to the door so that you don't get your feet wet. And then we can open the door fully and start a detailed inspection. Perhaps with the door card itself, which you can see is beautifully finished in jet leather with contrast ivory stitch. We've got the full 16-way memory seat package in this car, and the badge there tells us that we have Bowers and Wilkins sound, a wonderful sound system which fills the car with music or speech or whatever your preferred entertainment is on the move. Panning around, and this beautiful cockpit, still in jet with ivory stitch, is in stunning order. But before we look in detail there, let's just take a quick look in the area here. So this is a 2+2. At the moment, the front seats are fully rearward, a huge amount of legroom. I'm 6'3". I drive this car, in fact, with the seat slightly forward of its rearmost position. And this car is about being able, if you had to squeeze a couple of adults in there with the front seat slightly forward for a short journey. It's not a 4-seat car for long distances. But of course, if you're holidaying or out on a big shopping trip, you can put your bags there in the rear seat area, and along with the boot, that gives you a huge amount of luggage space. Okay, coming back to the front part of the cockpit, we've got the beautiful tread plate there, which I dare say, is pretty well unblemished. It is in stunningly good order. We've got the Jaguar branded carpet mat there, and then these beautiful sports seats with the perforated leather centre sections because they are heated and cooled. And there on the headrest, the R logo embossed into the leather as another reminder of this car's designation. Okay, we'll sit down and take a look at this very elegant and luxurious cockpit in a little more detail. Starting perhaps here between the seats, and we have an armrest which slides back like so to reveal the two cup holders, and then lifts up as well in order to reveal a little cubby hole here where we've got the slot into which you introduce the key. If the car loses contact electronically with the key fob, it'll say please insert it there, and that will reconnect the two. And then we've got this cubby hole with connections for USB and iPod. And in fact, we've also got in this particular one a converter which will enable you to adapt the infotainment to an Apple device of your choice. You will need a second converter, of course, as Apple has moved on several generations, but they are available. Moving forward to the centre console, finished in beautiful piano black veneer. And to explore properly here, we'll fire up the supercharged V8. So finger on the start button, foot on the brake. And as I do this, you'll see the instrument binnacle come to life like so. The engine is cold at the moment, so it's settled at a higher idle RPM setting there of about 1300 or so. That's to warm up the catalytic converters in an efficient way and protect them and their longevity. Okay, back to the centre console. We've got the electronic parking brake, of course, with hill start assist. That takes care of itself as you drive away. You don't have to release it by hand. Then we've got 4 buttons here which handle the dynamic mode. That sharpens up the steering, engine map, gearbox map and suspension to give you a more sporty experience at the wheel. Here we've got rain, ice and snow mode, very useful. It calms the car down considerably in slippery conditions. Then we've got a button for traction control off, huge fun. Do it in a safe space the first time and maybe take some tuition with a suitable instructor if you really want to learn to throw the car around. And then we've a button here which converts the cruise control to be an active speed limiter. Very handy, for example, for those camera systems which measure your average speed through a particular area. Forward of there, the beautiful gear selector, which rotates from park into reverse, neutral, drive, and then push down and rotate to go into sports gearbox mode like so. And we can go back there into park again. Forward of that, touch of history, we've got the smoker's compartment with the ashtray and cigar lighter. And up from there we've got the climate controls, so passenger and driver temperature selectors, and then the front and rear heated windscreens and the electrically heated front windscreen, those tiny little wires that run through the windscreen and heat up, clearing it so effectively if it should be misted up. Above there, the media section here has the power button or the on-off button for the audio and the volume control, then the slot for the CD player and the eject and load buttons for that. And then we come up to the infotainment screen itself. Here we are on the home screen. You can see that handily straight away we've got the heated steering wheel and heated seats and cooled seats. So when you get in the car, I tend to immediately just select what I need there for instant comfort, and the heating particularly on the seat and steering wheel is very effective indeed. If we turn the audio on like so, you'll see that we've got the radio channel selected there, and we can go to the audio option here and see we've got AM and FM radio, DAB radio, an extra cost option on this car, then CD and the portable audio for plugging something in that centre compartment which we just looked at. Okay, we'll go back to the home screen, and the next button here is the full set of climate controls, where we can, if we put the climate system on, we can select the direction that the air flows, and we can synchronize the two temperatures, because of course it is dual zone climate. If I select a lower temperature there for the passenger, you'll see 18 for the passenger, 19 for the driver, and we synchronize the two there like so. And we can switch the air conditioning on and off there as well for a little bit of added fuel economy. Back to the home screen. Next we've got the Bluetooth phone option, very crisp and clear. I won't go through it because it's simply a keypad, but very good Bluetooth telephony in the XKR. Next button down is for navigation. If we accept the advice there, you can see it's a lovely clear screen. We can zoom in and out, we can put the destination in and so forth. It all works very smoothly and the information is presented in a very logical and intelligent way. Back to the home screen again, and finally the vehicle option there takes you through all of the different settings: trip computer, clock, display brightness and contrast, the system settings, and then we can go back and also see the vehicle settings option for security, parking and valet mode there. Back to the home screen once more, and we'll come across the steering wheel where we've got this beautiful leather steering wheel with stitching holding the leather in place. It's a thing of great beauty. Over here we've got the infotainment controls and the Bluetooth telephony button. On the left hand stalk there we've got the automatic headlamps, and on the right hand thumb pad here we've got the cruise control, and then on the right hand stalk we've got the rain sensitive wipers. And finally down here, if I move the camera very carefully by my right knee, you can see that we've got the dimmer for the instrument binnacle, rear fog light, the boot release and the petrol cap release as well there on that little control panel. So that's a tour of all the controls in the cockpit, but the other thing I'd like to point out is just the stunningly good condition that everything is in here. There are no marks or blemishes. It is in just superb order. Clearly a car which has been diligently cared for and cleaned appropriately and valeted and all of those things. It is in such stunning condition and genuinely an absolute credit to its previous keepers. Okay, we will take a look next at the operation of the convertible roof. So let's watch the operation of the convertible roof then. To close the roof, simply press and hold the button here above the rear view mirror, and first the cover moves out of the way so that the roof can unfold from its stowage area, and it unfolds gracefully over the top of the car. The rear part of the roof moves out of the way so that the cover can close again, and then the front and rear sections of the roof move into position. The front section latches, of course, into the top of the windscreen, and finally the windows close like so, and you are ready for the rain shower which you've spotted in the distance. Conversely, to open the roof, press and hold, and you'll see first the windows all come down, and then the roof folds itself up so that the cover can move out of the way of the stowage area, and the roof folds down into the stowage area, after which the cover comes back down into its position and the roof is neatly folded away, ready for top-down motoring fun. It's simple, it's elegant, it's mechanically very reliable. These are superbly reliable roofs, partly because of their simplicity, and the operation is swift as well. That's an important thing for me, because if you're sitting at the traffic lights and you spot a rain shower ahead, of course you want to be able to put the roof up before the lights turn green. Many cars, it takes far too long for the roofs to unfold and fold, but Jaguar got that exactly right, in my humble opinion. Okay, we'll switch the engine off, and next we'll take a look in the boot. I've put the roof back up because we're going to look at the boot separator in just a moment, and that enables you to compartment off some of the boot space to let the roof fold down into it. To get into the boot, there's a button here just below this beautiful bit of gloss black trim, the black pack of course on this XKR, and we press the release button, lift the boot lid up like so, and you can see that we have actually quite a large space. It extends out there behind the rear wheel arch on the left hand side. That makes it wider, of course. You can get a set of golf clubs in on account of that. And then here is the boot separator itself. Now, it's at the moment in the position in which it needs to be to fold the roof down, and that means that under it we've got some useful stowage there, and if we want a bit more room, we need to keep the roof up, of course, but we simply lift it up like so and then move it out of the way, and like that, and we gain an awful lot of space there in the area that would be occupied by the roof were the roof folded down. Okay, we've got, of course, this little handle here which enables us to lift up the boot floor like so, and you can see another big stowage bin there where the spare wheel would be on a car, which was configured with the spare wheel. And that again is useful space for your luggage and shopping and all of those things. And by the way, the little thing peeping out there is a charger, a CTEC charger, which means that you can easily trickle charge this car in the garage when you're not using it. A very useful addition from a previous owner of the car to help with its upkeep. Okay, we'll put the boot lid back down and come round to the passenger side of the car. And again, in here, it's an excellent story. The door card, again, I hope you can see, is in truly fabulous order. Likewise, the tread plate, unblemished. And the dashboard, carpet and matte, centre console, and this beautiful leather sports seat, all in perfect condition. Right, one final destination on our whistle-stop tour of this Grand Tourer, and it's there, underneath the bonnet. So in the engine compartment here we've got the engine cover, under which is the supercharger, and under that the 5-litre V8 power plant, producing 510 horsepower, and driving this beautiful vehicle from 0 to 60 in just 4.6 thrilling seconds, with the 6-speed ZF gearbox, one of the most respected gearboxes in motor engineering, I dare say, assisting in putting that power from engine down to rear axle. And then on to a top speed of 155 miles per hour. Now, those are impressive numbers, of course, but the essence of the XKR is not drag racing and 0 to 60 times. It's the feeling of splendour and luxury that you have in that cockpit, combined with the enthralling way that the vehicle feels. This really is a driver's car, and the connection that it gives you between you and the car and the road and your journey, just like the F-Type that follows the XKR, it is the most exotic and exquisite thing. And having had an XKR myself for a length of time recently, I really do love the ease of ownership of these fabulous cars and the amount of joy that they bring every single day into your driving life. You can see, by the way, under the bonnet here, everything is in perfect order. This car has a mix, of course, of main dealer and independent specialist history, and we will be servicing it ourselves, ready for handover to its next, I am sure, delighted keeper. So thank you very much indeed for watching. It has been an enormous pleasure showing you this beautiful XKR convertible. With Sports and Touring, we're just outside Andover in Hampshire, open 7 days a week by appointment only. You're very welcome to telephone, email or WhatsApp us if you've got any questions about the car, or if you'd like to see it by video call or in person. It'll be a pleasure to send you a link to the Google Drive. That's our online folder with higher resolution photos, which you can zoom in on, and PDF copies of important documents. If you've got a vehicle to dispose of on your buying journey, we'll give you frank and honest advice about the best way to achieve the maximum value with the minimum inconvenience. And if you'd like to chat about finance, we can do that as well. We're authorised and regulated by the FCA, and we work with a really brilliant broker. Do please take a few moments to read our reviews in Auto Trader. I'm very proud indeed of the things our previous customers say about us. And I'll close by saying thank you again. Feel free to like and subscribe to us here on YouTube, and we'll look forward to hearing from you very soon. Contact details are coming next.